Hi, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. And the other day on my Instagram stories, I shared, because there was a previous attempt at recording this, and I ended up, not following through on it and just being like, this isn't how I want to do it. And I went on about how I don't want to just rant and I want it to be really helpful to people. So yeah, that was my reason for not doing it. And today I'm like, screw that, that's not true anyways. You do want to rant and you do just want to, I don't know, talk about stuff. And I actually watch podcasts on YouTube that are like that. And I watch people talk about their lives and talk about why they're doing what they're doing. And it's basically them ranting, but it is helpful and is inspiring to me. So I'm like, screw the idea of trying to come up with concepts for videos and being like all about, okay, what is the purpose? How is it helpful? Who's your avatar? What are the 5 tips? Blah, blah, blah. Screw all that. We're just ranting here and trying to get over the awkwardness and get into it. And there is, of course, still a purpose as to why I want to do this, other than that I want to talk about it, because I do talk about it to people in my real life every day. And the thing is, the more I do that, it doesn't take away from me wanting to put this out on YouTube or in a podcast, because I'm getting more and more of the confirmation that no, people really need to hear this. And also the ones that didn't ask for it. So that's what the internet is for. You're welcome. And it has to do with this whole journey that I've been on. If you're new to me, I have had I guess you can say a life crisis that led me to going on a retreat in February in Costa Rica. And that made me change a lot of things in my life. I ended my relationship that I'd been in for 5 years. I quit my job and I'm currently in the process of buying a house in Sweden, which is where I want to live. I've lived there before and I've been homesick ever since I left. And like that journey, I'm sharing that on my YouTube channel. I'll link it below if you're listening to this, or if you if you are watching it on YouTube, you will find other videos documenting this journey. And I do like sharing like the outer action steps in vlogs and that kind of content. But I feel like it's misleading to think that, oh, I'm just doing that because I suddenly feel like it. There's actually like so much behind it. And I feel like that is the part that is actually interesting, because it helps you understand why you're not taking steps in your life and how you can change that. So I feel like talking about this is not just ranting, it is actually useful. And I'm just feeling like, okay, there's been so much that has been happening, and that has changed for me through applying the things I learned and the insights I had that led to those outer results. And I do want to go into that with you today here. I don't know how far we'll get. I feel like, there's so much. So let's just start with the why we're not doing it and why I'm suddenly doing it. I mean, we all have these dreams that we feel like, oh, it would be really cool to do that. And then we have all the reasons why we can't. And they're very solid and very valid. And they exist. So what do you do with that? For me, that retreat faced me with a reality of that I had created a life that I was so miserable in. I felt like I was buried alive. There was like no color to my life, and I was just functioning, and everything was kind of okay. And that's the thing, that's the tricky part. You can cope in that kind of life, and that's the reason why you're staying in it. I was in a life where, my partner loved me, and I did love him in a way, but anyways, I'm not gonna go too deep into that right now. And like, work is fine, the people I was hanging out with, it's fine. just, that's the thing. It's all kind of, yeah, it's okay. But at the end of the day, I would always go to bed feeling like this can't be it. And I didn't want to go to bed. And like I would stay up really late because I felt like frustrated and felt like there has to be more to this. And in the mornings, I couldn't wake up or had a really hard time getting up because it felt like, what's the point? Like there's nothing to look forward to in this day. And that's really, I mean, it's your life. And at the end of the day, yeah, you do end up in some sort of crisis that faces you with, okay, you have to choose. You're the one choosing, and you're constantly choosing, and you've been choosing this kind of life. And the thing is, we choose that kind of life because we think we can't have the one that we want. And the thing is, we can. The choices that come with it are hard, but they are manageable. And when you get ready to make them and you're facing hard choices, that's really the hardest thing, like the readiness to face the hard choices. It's not even what comes after. It's not even the consequences of the choices. Like what you're making up in your head, what's going to happen, is way worse than what actually happens. And that's the reason why we stay in these boring lives where we're miserable, but that keep us from having to face hard choices. And yeah, the thing is, we can go through life like that. We have free choice, we have free will, and that is a way to spend a life. And I just realized, no, that's a price I'm not willing to pay. And that is a road I'm not willing to go further down on, because it does, the feeling of misery that you have on the inside that is kind of numb, and yeah, everything feels kind of bland and pointless. To me, that was way worse than the feeling of actually living, which is feeling intense pain when you're facing the choices that you're facing. Like, yeah, maybe the possibility of hurting somebody really badly when you break up with them because you are coming to the realization that this is not the relationship that you need. And quitting your job without having a backup plan, without even knowing what you want to do next. I mean, that's really, that can stress you out so much. That's why you're not making the choice. But in reality, it would put you on a track that is so much more aligned with you. And that's what I did. That's what I realized. I'm like, oh, the things that I want are not in my life because I'm not choosing them, because I'm not willing to pay the price of that. They come with fear, they come with setbacks, they come with things maybe not initially working out the way that you want them to. And so you're hit with this feeling of, oh, I can't get what I want. When you go after your dreams, you're constantly being confronted with that you're not having it. But in reality, when you don't choose your dreams, you can just lie to yourself about it. You can dream about all the possibilities, and you can have all these ideas in your head of what your life could be like, but you're kind of feeding on the potential, and that kind of keeps you alive enough to bear how unbearable your life is. But I felt like I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to go for my dreams. And I'm going to take any setbacks not as a you can't have it. I'm going to take them as a this isn't the way it's going to work out. Try again, try again, try again. And that's what I've been doing. And I can tell you, it is really painful. It does confront you with a lot of things that you didn't even have an idea about, that, oh, that's in there too. I have that idea too, that I'm so unlovable that, or that I'm so unattractive that, or whatever, I'm so bad with money that, like all those things, you're being confronted with them. But by being confronted with them, you also allow yourself to feel that, oh, and it feels like I can't handle it, but I actually can. I am in it right now. The world isn't ending, and I am figuring out solutions. That's the thing. Like whenever I am being faced with a situation that feels kind of unworkable or like a dead end, like your imagination, your mind is so much more than this this monkey mind, or you can put the monkey mind to use is maybe a better way of saying it. It will come up with solutions for everything. And I'm seeing that especially with the house right now. Because at first it was just the decision to, okay, I want to buy that house, and it's going to mean that I'm taking the money that I have in my savings that was supposed to go towards my like security for when I'm old, to be like my financial cushion, and I was going to build on that. And that was a stretch to make that decision. Then not right now, everything with the house is kind of in limbo on the outer perspective. For me, it's not. I feel like we're good, it's going to work out. But that's because I've been in this, it's going to work out. On the outside, it looks like they discovered a fungus in the basement or in the ground during the inspection, and it's pretty bad. So you can't just move in. Then something needs to be done about it so that you actually can even live in the house. And right now there's an expert putting together a quote, and it's going to go to the sellers because it's still their house. So it's going to be up to them. Does this even make sense financially to do this? And if it does, they will. And I feel like my mind is already coming up with all these solutions for, okay, either this could go even better than I had anticipated. It could go like something can be done about it. It's not that expensive, or their insurance is covering it. And the sellers will just fix something that I was expecting that I would need to fix. And that would be really easy for me. And that would be really nice. And I am open to that happening. It could also go the way, and that's like the worst case scenario, or no, the worst case scenario in my mind for like a couple of days was like, oh no, I've just fallen in love with something that is impossible and I'm not willing to see it, but I'm going to be faced with the reality that they're going to need to tear down the house because it's so bad, it's already spread everywhere. So when I heard that the expert is putting together an offer for what it's going to take to fix this, I was so relieved. That was like the best news ever, because I was like, oh, so that means something can be done about it. The house doesn't need to be torn down. So that was really good news to me. And so now the worst case that I can imagine is that renovation would be so expensive that it wouldn't make sense for the sellers to do that. And then the solution that my mind is coming up with is, well, then I do want to renegotiate and see if I chipped in with a little more money, if it would make sense for them, and if we would all agree that it's better that something gets done about it. And even if it's not like a super wise financial decision, it is definitely an emotional decision, but that doesn't always have to be wrong. And I feel like I'm so willing to make the unworkable work, and you need to prove me really hard that it actually is unworkable. And I feel like that has been a very healing experience, to see that I have that in me, that I'm not giving up that easily. And it doesn't mean that I'm obsessing over things that can't work out. I do have the option in mind that, well, maybe none of this will work out. Maybe it'll be so expensive that I simply won't be able to do it, even if I want to. And then I will have to let this house go, and I will still be able to move to Sweden. I will still be able to move to that area. It just won't be that house. It will be a different one. And that wouldn't be my preference. But in that sense, every situation is workable, because I'm not attaching my dreams and goals to one specific thing anymore. I really do want the house, don't get me wrong. I really do want this specific one. But if I am being shown like, okay, this is taking me somewhere where I would feel like it would be taking me down. It wouldn't be empowering. I would have to sacrifice and give myself up. I'm not going to do that. Then I will open myself up to new options, to other ways of fulfilling my dream of a dream house by the lake in that area of Sweden that I've been missing so much for so long. And when you keep yourself open to different options, there truly isn't an unworkable, then it helps you realize that all of your desires actually can be fulfilled. And I've just taken the example of the house, but I've also come to see that that is how it works with relationships as well. When you put all of your desires and needs onto one person, and I'm talking romantic relationships, but I'm also talking relationships in general, but I think the romantic ones is where we do this most often. When we take all our needs and desires and put them onto one person and project the idea that it's their job to fulfill all those needs and desires, and we get really upset if they don't, that is like trying to force the universe to come to you through a needle hole. Like, what I've been doing instead, because I have run into this as I've been dating lately, that I do really get attached to. I did really get attached to somebody, and I saw something in them that I really wanted and really liked. But it was very clear, like, okay, no, this isn't going to go the way I wanted to. And I realized, okay, you're going to have to do the same thing as you did with a house. You have to take the information about your desire, okay, what is it that I really like about them? Like, I really just liked how I felt next to them and how I felt when I was in the room with them. And I really want that feeling. And I have to open myself up to, or I'm opening myself up to the idea that, okay, if that person doesn't get anything out of this with you, then they don't have to be the one solution for everything. You will be able to find this feeling somewhere else. And maybe it's not even a relationship. Maybe you will feel the feeling through something else. So open yourself up to your desires and stay open to wanting what you want, and look for where you actually get it. Don't try to force it somewhere where it doesn't want to be given. Try instead and open yourself up to the idea of, okay, so this is what I want. Where can I get it? And open yourself up to it. So yeah, this is what I mean when I talk about hard choices and making them. And yeah, it does feel like it doesn't, knowing all of this doesn't spare you from feeling all the feelings. And I think that's what we're most afraid of, and that's what we don't want, because it makes you so vulnerable. And to me, I've never felt embarrassed so much all the time. And the embarrassing is really the being vulnerable, like being like, yeah, I really like you, and it really hurts that it's not mutual. Or yeah, I really want this house, and it feels really painful to look the possibility in the eye that it's not going to happen. Or feeling this, yeah, I don't like being single. I really want someone in my life. And I know it feels crazy to a lot of people that me coming out of a relationship, I want to jump right into the next one. And I feel like, no, I'm just not a single person. I do appreciate my own time, and I do need it. I do need to be with someone who has this intense need for connection, and also the intense need for having their own projects and doing their own things, and like having both of that. But I do not have a need to be alone. And I don't think any of us do. I think we're just really not that skilled at relationships and communication. So that's why we often prefer being alone over being with people who treat us badly, or where the communication isn't working in a way that things can be worked on together. But I think, yeah, I mean, we don't just need the one. We all don't just need the romantic relationship. We need lots of relationships in our lives for all kinds of needs and purposes. So yeah, this was what I wanted to share with you about why it's worth making the hard choices and why they are what's behind all the things that look nice on the outside. And I mean, yeah, it's for all of those who've been like, oh, it must be really nice to not have any kids to be able to do this, or oh, you must have saved up quite a bit of money to be able to do this, or like all the assumptions that people have about why I'm able to do what I do. It's none of them. It's not that I mean, yeah, I know, don't come for me in the comments when I'm saying this. It's not that I don't have kids. Of course, that is something that is easier for me, that I don't have anybody else to consider right now. But that is not the reason why I can do these things. It's still hard choices. It's still like, yeah, no, I don't have as much money as I know I'm going to need to be able to repair this house. Right now, in my bank account, I am banking on the fact that I will be able to figure out a way either to make more money or to figure out solutions that don't take as much money as you think, to just get creative. And yeah, no, I don't have another job lined up yet. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, and I am aware that I'm going to need some sort of income, and I'm open to having more money coming my way. And I'm open to working for it too. It's not that I hate doing stuff, you know, that I don't. So all the assumptions that people have that make it easy to make these choices, they're not true, because these choices aren't easy no matter what your circumstances are. And there's always reasons not to do it. And I have created a life that made me feel in my body what it feels like to have a life that is based on those choices, where you're avoiding the hard ones and just going with what's easy and what feels nice in the moment and feels okay and manageable. And I'm not gonna go out of this life looking back at a life that was lived like that. I want to live my life facing what I truly want, going for it, and facing all the things that come with that, and seeing myself and seeing the solutions that will come, and seeing the people that share my dreams, and being with people who also go for their dreams and don't just sit at home and wait for things to happen, or hope that it'll get better, hope that it'll get easier. And yeah, so rant over. I hope there was something that was inspiring for you in here today. If you want to see more videos like this, if you're watching this on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up. That way I know to make more content like this. If you're listening to this, then yeah, also do give me a review that reflects that I should make more like this, or write me and let me know. And yeah, let me know any questions that you might have. What would you like to hear me talk about? What are things you're curious about? What are you struggling with right now? What are some of the choices that you're facing? Because I do have compassion. I do understand it is really hard. I mean, I've been there. I have done the same thing. Felt like it's too hard. I can't do it like that. So, yes, see you in the comments and see you next time. Bye-bye.